Good morning, everyone. I went through a little bit of extra today. Let's see if this works. How's that? Hopefully you are hearing a little bit of music in the background. Yes. Turns out you don't name outputs as defaults in OBS or else it doesn't work. Anyways, let's go to the main screen. Hello. I probably won't be using the paintbrush that much. But yes. So, today I'm going to be working on a little bit of spriting. Let me get these up. Alright, that should work. Let me see how it looks on this screen. Bam. I can work with this. So these are rips by these guys on everybody's favorite Sprite ripping resource site. Of the Light Warriors, all 6 of them. Now, I will go over to this and say there is a lot more, but let's face it, none of these guys are iconic over here. Everyone remembers these characters. Not Black Mage who has taken their hat off. Nobody remembers Black Mage who has taken their hat off. So, all that said, let's pick one of these to sort of dissect. First, I'm going to turn on the grid system. Make it especially tiny because I know these aren't going to fit perfectly. Let's see what we're working towards. Because it's going to annoy me later. I can go a lot into how these sprites are set up and palettes and all that, but I don't think I'm going to be using too much of hardware limitation. Either way, these guys are... Ah yeah, I'm at the scale. 16, and that is 4, 8, 16 by 24. That's a terrible X. That's not a terrible X. Now, if I remember correctly, all the black on here is actually transparent, allowing them to have 3 colors. So every 8x8 cell, you could fit in 3 colors and transparent for the palette. So 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, and then when it starts getting down here, you get your 3rd color working in. And as this is at the bottom, this would be taking up all the colors that are needed. And then black for it's coming from transparency. So none of these sprites have outlines, surprisingly. The sprites that did would be the world tile, or the world map ones. And those ones are a bit interesting. So, what we have going on is this is the idle animation, the standard one, where they just sit there. These, I believe, are the attack animation. Oops. Attack animations. I specifically think these two. And this is and effectively what they're not showing is that they are this arm here matches this one. So it takes step forward, takes uses this one as another step forward, probably loops back to this one, and then flicks between this and one of these to do attacks. Also, Final Fantasy, the original one, had a bunch of weapons, you know. What? I think I'll actually grab them if I still have that window up, which I do. Excuse me 1 second. Because it's really silly how they put this together. You would never notice it at the time, but they went out of their way. Just copy the... Oh, wait. No, I have the full image here, right? Yes. Here it is. Every single weapon in the game had its own sprite. That makes no sense, data-wise. Now, a lot of them are probably just recolor, like these two here. Whoops, there we go. Here and here are just recolors, but the rest of them you can tell they are different. Now, maybe they did some palette weirdness and actually these two are the same, but these get turned up, but a couple of the pixels get turned off because they are another palette on them. It's very strange, very Gygax to care about the 90 different weapons you have. And I believe when they did an attack, all that happened was step forward, spawn this right in front of them, and flip it up and down, or move it up and down. It was very silly, and I'm not pulling up a YouTube for that. Either way, yes. And also speaking about it, because I brought it up, the overworld sprites, which actually have an outline and are almost completely unrecognizable between which character they should be. Because I'm sure this is the monk right here. You can have an argument if this actually matches the monk. I don't know why they went with blonde when they clearly went with brunette over here, but yes. And this is the thief. Somehow this doesn't map to me because they gave him a nice suave skin, being the elf he is. Very interesting. White mage completely loses any red, but that's just color limitations. It's because they have the skin color, white, and the black outline. The black outline eats their entire budget. Now, if they did not use the black outline, they could have added some, you know... Actually, I might as well show this a little bit. They could have added some red to this, just for sake of argument. But, as you can see, everything gets lost over here. Now, get some red. And the thing you could do is you could pretend that black is red. I think Dragon Quest did this quite a few times, where its accent color became its outline color. I think I would avoid using it for complete outline, but it's valid. It gets a little silly there, but congratulations, you have red. Little strange, but that's besides the point. Now then, what I'm doing is mostly I'm trying to try and do battle sprites today. Or at least combat for the party. So, we've already settled on the size. They're 18 by 24. And they have a couple frames of animation. They have basic walking, which is that. They have combat. This is a half down, like your low HP, and this is clearly dead. Now, I will say, these are great death poses for what they look like. Also, why does the red mage have little red? Interesting. Didn't know that. But a lot of character for falling down. I probably would vary it up a bit, but the black mage and white mage, good stuff. Very good stuff. Now, I swear there was a being hit one, but that might have came later. But either way, 24 or 16 by 24. So we have this. I'm going to throw down my grid again. Reset it to 4 by 4 because 16 by 16 gets me literally nothing. 8 by 8 I could work with, but I want the 4 by 4. It'll help me line up what I'm looking for. Now, a Sprite has this handy little feature where I can just import the nest palette. There's 2 of them. Long history between those 2. For some reason, British got a few more colors. Well, I think US got a million variants of black. Or it was the other way around. I can't remember. But very slight differences. Doesn't matter. So I have this. Now, I said I'm not going to be as stringent with colors, but I'm probably going to try and keep myself to a max of 6. So let me just look at the fighter, because I always like fighters in games. If your fighter can't be interesting in a game, you've kind of failed the basic combat system. Granted, the old games were supposed to be, it's fun because you have multiple characters, but point still stands. So, the head's about 8 pixels tall, and the body, well, the legs itself are another 8. The main body is a 4. Does that hold true? Elf's got a bit of chin. Let's go over here. Move you down. Yeah, holds true. So, to dissect this. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually pixel this. 8. 4. 8. A little bit of yeah, I should give you a little bit more. So 8. Oh wait, no, yeah, gives you a little bit of top for hair or hat. Little strange proportions, but I can work with that. I'm at 1 pixel. I'm at 1 pixel. So, the most basic, without actually thinking about it. Just to dice this up. You see this? Yeah, that's a merged leg pose. Except for the mages, because they could get away with a little bit of 3/4. Nope, only seems to be the black mage. Gets the good old-fashioned, the 2 glowy eyes. This one, vaguely, you can say the other leg is back here, because the front leg is over there. So halfway between. Either way. Oh yeah. The fighter, the monk looks like it has a stance going on. Just with how its legs are. Everyone else is just kind of standing feet together. Anyways, back over here. I will adopt, for sake of argument, the split feet design. And there's my ruff. Whoop, should turn that down a little bit. Arms have a few options. Let's just go off the fighter. Seems all the ones that can actually fight have this weird back arm down, front arm is a little bit tilted, so let's go with that. I'll actually make it a new layer. I'm going to color it horribly so I can distinguish it. How far does that go down? Yeah, that goes down into a little bit of legs. I mean, that makes sense. So, boop. Arm. Arm. So this is our basic... Oop, I shouldn't have done that. Template. Now, there's no outline or anything, so these would actually be peach or whatever we're going for skin color. Alright. I think eyes are like... I want to say they're 2 in. Yeah, 2 in. I would swear if they could actually do it, they would just copy the head over and put the rest over it, but they didn't have the sprite limit for that. Yeah, eyes are also 2 in. However, I'm going to do it like this, as I like to have a little bit of 3D going on. And this looks a little lifeless. So for sake of template use, I'm going to have legs offset just a little bit. Make it look like it's in some sort of fighting stance. Don't like that. Let's move that down a bit. Yeah, there we go. A helmet will go a long way in this. Okay. Now let's start in earnest. That said, let's turn that blue so I don't... These are basically all colors I'm not going to use. Except for maybe red. Oop, oop. There we go. So, I think fighter, I want to have a nice helmet. And we'll go with red for this, so... Let's go with the classic... If I knew anything, I would actually be able to say what this is. Because there's a specific name for the ones that have the whole between eyes protection. I'm not quite going to bring that down because it'll merge into the actual eyes. Have that. Oh, where's that skin tone I was going for? That's a little too pink. That works. Oop. And since we're having a bit of 3/4, we can show that the chin turns right there. I'm going to cut these out. Bring this forward one more because that looks a little weird otherwise. And we could do the same over here. Now, do I want to add... Whoops, that's not going to work for this. Give him red hair. I'm not even sure if that tracks right. Might just go well enough to do this. Now he just looks like he has red eyebrows. Can I move everything up one? Vaguely works. Still looks like eyebrows. I'll live. So, moving on to the rest. I think I will keep it all red just because it at least stands out. I need something to break this up because this looks too plain, but I could do that later. I mean, I could go full, you know. Not with that color. I guess yellow, I have to do it. And now look, we're a stereotypical Asian fighting RPG. That's the wrong class. Anyways. Move down to armor. Said, like, only 4 gets to be the actual body size in this, which is a little weird to me, but I can make it work. I'm also going to be cheating. So, to have this come out, give it some heft. Now, I won't see it back there, but I'll see the outline, which will imply that there is something going on here. Let's have it like this. Whoops. Wrong thing. There we go. And another section down here for the tilted arm. And I think these were about 3 by 3. Nope, they're actually just cubed. How about for fighter? Yeah, it's a little bigger. Let's go with that. Big, meaty hands. Now, I have to fiddle with this a bit, and I think that solves the issue over here. Nah. Looks a little odd. So we just have that straight pixel there. It's supposed to be like this, but I don't think that's going to work. I can extend this over. Then we have just a black mass. That might be fine. What do? They have a little white dot. And they have to go up a little bit more. So you know what? Why argue? Palindromes are meant to be... palindromes? I never know how to say that word. Warhammer 40k. They'll try and sue us for this. You know the word. Game workshops like that. Still looking a bit silly, but let's work with it for now. Why argue? And put a little shine on this sucker. Palindromes? Yes, palindromes. Now this is looking a little bit too pushed back after moving this forward. So let's move everything back a bit, because this isn't working in my mind. Boop. And there we go. Let's just black outline it, because we've been using that so far to not make the top look so weird. I'll keep with black outline, but I might jump to my standard sort of use a different color for the black outline. Anyways. Let's move these hands out just a little bit. Make it look like he's doing something. Yeah, let's cut it down to that. Let's make that void for right now. Outline these hands. And now we can start on the rest of that. I have a feeling there wasn't a lot of... Oops, cancel. Yeah, there's not a lot of work in here. So it's very readable. And I've overcomplicated some of this. I'll go back and fix it. It's a work in progress. So anyways... let's get some feet in here. Everybody's favorite. And this very much looks like your standard amateur sprite. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. May have to lose the helmet. The helmet completely destroys everything unless I make the helmet look interesting. So, feet, and there we have the Juggernaut. Because clearly that's what's going on here, is that this is just the Juggernaut. So what can I do to fix this? I'm going to copy this for a second. And, oh, I didn't copy. The eyes are on a different layer. Now, just for sake of argument, times by 4. Times by 4. So we have this. I'm going to use purple. Nope, yellow stands out. So problem areas I have to work on. This is really complicated. Over here, you see, like, a lot is left to the imagination. There's no dividing line going on right here. There's no black between that two. We have armbands in here that don't quite match up. They didn't care. I shouldn't care. So that's all messed up. Feet are basic as heck. Granted, not much better over here. But I should at least put a little more into that. If I want to do greaves, I should, like, maybe angle it a little bit. Head is uninspired and has no silhouette. Just a basic helmet. I'll see if I can keep it, because I want to keep this a little more generic, but needs a little bit of work. Okay, back to this. How do we fix it? Now I work in blue. So they worked completely. Let's just bring down opacity a little bit and hide the other layers. Spooky. I should also change the background color, because this is going to bite me, because it's the nice gray color that I like to use. So we have this. I like the head, the just placement right here. Actually, does it look better if I go back to what they had? And like, I changed the helmet to be like this. Whoops, that's not the button. Okay, I'll go with that. They were right on that, so. It has better angle. I will give them that. So let's just do this. Put the black right in here. From. Okay, so we have our helmet. Let's use pink for actually the highlight on this. As I said before, I'm not going to stick to palette limitations, more 6 colors. So I have black skin tone, main tone. Leaves me about 3 others to play with. So we have that. And for sake of keeping it simple, use that as the low light. Can even use that for the neck a little bit. So we have that. Let's just make this a nice V and not screw with it. Everything else has to move over here. The rest of this can be black as far as I care. Or brown. Let's see if the old yeah. Hello, Yuki. Welcome here. Okay, so yeah, I'm not exactly watching chat too much, so I'll have to poke my head back in. I apologize in advance. Let's move back to this. Give that the pink highlights. And the helmet... yeah, it just has to show a bit better. I might go with purples. Pink's a little standoutish. Anyways. I said I wasn't going to black outline. Let's just go back a bit. Whoops. Black can be there. That's fine. I'll use my secondary color. Do that. Make these ham fists go a little diagonal. I think that will work for me better. So I have that. They had this little bit right here. You can have that too. We get down here. And then we have these hands. Now we get to the legs. Now just think a little bit. Whoops, I did not want to do that. So, can have legs go straight down like that. That's boring. Can have what the fighter was doing, like, I mean the monk was doing, like that, which is more interesting. I would have to angle a little bit more, but could also have like the full sort of stance. Actually, are these sprite sheets lacking the victory? Nope, okay. There's the good old fighter victory pose. I'm guessing it's also the casting pose, but fighter does, you know, fighter doesn't cast. Has a lot of flavor to it. I kind of like it. I think I'll go with that for this. So, wait, this is its own layer. Goodbye. These are kind of the things that go on when you try mix. There's delete layer. So, I may want to move everything back a little bit, give myself some room. Kind of crowded it over here. I think I'm going to turn this off since I don't need it. As you can see, a lot slimmer now. I'll put a little black here. That's a little off there. Old A sprite trick. Just select this, and then you extend over. Look at that. Thin that down. Yeah, that looks better to me. So we want to have a bit of power stance. So that goes over like this, and we'll use just that to be yeah, we'll cover that. I think that might work. We'll have to see though. I mean, I have to realize I don't have that many pixels to work with. Old trick of back leg is, yeah, that's 4 wide. We'll have it be 3 wide. Why? Because it makes it look like it's further behind. Yeah, let's do this full trick. It gives it a bit of fake depth. I'm not sure if it works for this, but it's good enough. I'm just going to do a bit of half boot. So it looks like there's a bit more there, and we could just use the same color. I'll even half it over here. You know what? I think I'm going to have this arm go up a little bit. So let's just... let's throw you out. Now just because I want to think a bit. No, new layer. So I have some options here. So our character right now looks like this. Has arm going like that. And has a power stance going on. Right now we have the option of arm down. Not doing too much. Have the option of arm up, which is a little bit, you know, martial artist, but a fighter. You also have arm just straight out. Can either go talk to the hand, which is also martial artist, or possibly crook it a little bit like it's ready to take a block. And since this is, you know, swords talk sort of thing, I think I'll go with this one. Whoop. You're later. So, have arm up like this. As before, as I said before, use that to fake further and back. Cut that a little bit to make it organic, and look, there's a fighty pose. Let's fix the hips a little bit. Actually, let's lean into that. Cinch slightly right there. And at size, which I think this is, I mean, like I could just like zoom out. Shift G, Control G, Alt G. Nope, I can't remember how to turn off. It's all right. Now I basically will work at this at 4 times, so this is what we'll be seeing at chunky pixel size. It's getting there. It's getting there. I think if I just... yeah. A little bit of tweaking. Yeah, this gives me something to work with. So, now that I have that set up, what's my color count? And I said I was going to move this to purple. Keep it low value on it. That's reading too low. Do we have a better purple? Yeah, we have this. There we go. Now then. My budget is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have one more color I could fit into this. Does that make anything look better? No. He's leaning a little far back. I think I could slice off this a little bit. How to make this helmet look better? I mean, you can always put a crest on it. I say no. How about some horns? Let's go a little bit of Viking. Little silly? Probably. This is a game. Need to be a little silly. And a little bit of over here to fake 3/4. Maybe. It's less bland, I could say that much. Still not sold. A little bit of gribbling. Maybe section it off. Traditional Final Fantasy. Let's put a giant crystal in front. Make it a circuit type thing. Now you're a miner. I may have to just give up at some point with it, but yeah. Yeah, I think I'll just have to leave it at this for now. Now here comes fun. I mean, utter terror and pain. So, let's get a walking animation down. So, I think these two are clearly the walking animation, and flipping between these two is the attack animation. It's a little hard to tell with all these, because I think Thief had a few more in there for whatever reason. I mean, double attack and all that, but anyways. So the simplest one, and the one I can cheat like a bastard on, maybe not at this scale. Oh, no, I think I can get away with it. I just have to cut it to a new layer. Yes. Nope. Okay, let's cut you. Bop. Rotate you. Yes. The dark side of pixeling. Clean you up. You know what? Actually, I want a bit of cross on there. So we're at this, so we should just bring them together. Yeah. In that case, I could do the even more terrible thing of just boop. Boop. And can I shift click? Yes, I can. Oh, it's alt. Crap. Nope. Control. Yeah. And move the shoe bit to the front. Can move this to the back over here. And pixel you over slightly. Boom. You gotta save time in some way. You're making like 20 of these. Whoops. I need to save a little bit of time. Alright, not great. Let's just hit the button. Sure. We're not going to spend 3 days on this. This is just a simple little animation. Okay. So, what to do with hands? So we went with this is what it looks like. These have come, whoops. We can get rid of you. I can just hit delete. No, not that delete. That delete. So these legs have come together. I think the basic would be just to have this back one bob. And maybe this one flip up into a, you know, guard face sort of thing. Might look a little wonky, but I'm fine with trying it. Control H. Wait, Control H is grid? Why is that grid? Okay. Alt H? Nope. Shift H? Oh, Shift V. I want Shift V. So move that up. Move that up as well. And we'll head bob, make this look awful. Well, let's hit the button. I don't like the middle part just staying static, because static is terrible, and it looks like everything else is flailing. So what we'll do is we'll just move this over 1 pixel, hide this, hide this, hide this, round it, and make it do a little bit of fake subpixel stuff here. Let's see, even move that over. If I just do this one, it's probably going to flicker and do like a blinking. That's a little fast to tell, but yeah. Let's make these 150 just so I can play with them. Yeah, I don't like the strobing that's going on here. I think I need to move the rest of that arm up. Work on it in parts. So, this was like this. And if those two stick, doesn't look great. Let's try this. And yet, I know it's like out of nowhere, but it might read right. Nope. Now it just looks like it's blinking between one side and the other. What's their solution? Do nothing. May have to. Oh wait, I worked on the wrong frame for that one. Whoops. Yep. Oop. Repair our old one because we have made mistakes. Copy this over. Okay, so it's just that part right there. Okay, I hit button. Yeah, get rid of the strobing. It's not helping anyone. Or the blinking. It's just looking like stuff is appearing or disappearing. Nothing. While it's staying too static, you have to have some anchor, unless you have more frames, it looks like. The chickening might be a little much. So let's move your head back. And for sake of test feed, whoops. What did I say? 16, so it'll be 24 by 24. And all I'm going to do is yell at the screen as it fails to copy anything correctly, because that's what tends to happen when I try to move between things. Copy. Okay, we want a new frame. Delete that. Hey, where do you come from? Hey, Sprite acts weird sometimes. I'm still learning how to not get mad at it. Okay, we can work now. Okay, move you over. 1, 2. And this is how I do all my fake animations. I don't actually animate it correctly. 1, 2. One, two. 1, 2. This is working harder, not smarter. Don't do this. 1, 2. This is good for a quick test, though. 1, 2. Please don't crash. Okay. So. I mean, it's overly energetic. And I don't like how the hand's just kind of flipping on that one pixel. So I might change that. Legs are fine. We have a two frame animation. We can't expect a lot. This hand I actually am fine with. Might want to consider getting rid of that one black dot, or extending it over one to show a little more divide between the shoulder and the head. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, that's enough from you. Thank you for your service. So, in order to show that this is flipping, I'm going to extend this down one. Yeah, that fits with how it looked before. Now it should look a little less odd. I'm not having any strobing from here. Yeah, we can't do much about that. So I think I'm going to just have to swallow it and say that it's good for now. Now, for the attack. I think I'll reuse this animation, because power stance. Everyone loves a good power stance. Okay. A sprite, please. Thank you. And I could practically just reuse this chunk right here. We're not asking for a lot. We're just asking to make it work. How about making that a little higher? And pull this back for a little more oomph. Maybe even drop it a little bit. But I'll get there when I get there. Just keep this red. Maybe keep this brown. So we flip between this. Boom. No, I'm going to steal the middle leg and put it in here. Or the back leg. Yeah. Let's go with the back leg and see how that works. So, I delete this. Put that in there. Looks a little untilted. So I think it would have to be the front leg if I'm going to do that cheat. So let's see if this comes out all right. So, back leg. This cast you to the void. Oh, wait. I got an idea. Yeah, there we go. That looks like a lunge. Let's, instead of having that go down, let's push it a bit more and have the arm go out. In fact, we have enough real estate over there. There we go. Then we could actually try and keep a little bit of balance in there. So, goes from this to strike. And you have a sword up here right there. I'm going to move this out a little bit. What are you doing? Okay. Just one more. Maybe even break it slightly. flip, smack. Smack, smack, smack. Okay, throw you out. Now just test it a little bit. Once again, 24 by 24. Paste you in, put you against the right-hand side. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky because I'm now using a bit more of the right half of the sprite. Oh wait, no, actually I need to base it. Oh wait, no. I want that to be a new frame. Thank you. So, oops. So the feet need to, well, at least one of the feet need to match up. I'm going to say it's the back one. Okay, we have that. So now let's do the silly weapon. Blue sword. You could sit here. Now let's make you a purple sword. I want to just see how this works for now. And put a little bit of blue. And literally put it in here, flipping. Not that kind of flipping, that kind of flipping. So, bah. Very silly. But I said that the original things are silly. Actually, I think they're even sillier than this, and they'll just stay in one spot as they flip. So... I really should double check how the animation works. But still. And we've been about going for an hour at this point. Can I continue on? Sure. Let's see what I can do. Probably will rethink this. This is very silly, but it's very in character. Alright, so what do we have left? We have half health left. So back here, make a new frame. Copy the base one. Let's do that, put that in there. Alright, so we have that. They all just kind of fall to one knee. So that should be simple enough. Let me get rid of some of these test sheets. So we have this over here. I'm going to make a new layer. Whoops, new layer. First off, this leg is going to come in. It's going to be simple as it's the same color, so I don't have to mess around too much. So, hand goes on top of this, other hand goes down here. Yeah, that works. Let's bring the entire shoulder down to about mid-level. Break this out a little bit more. Actually, I can make it black. That might stand out. So this is the bottom of this now. Looks like I didn't need that new layer. Nice. Get rid of... Whoops. Okay, so that's what that key does. Good to know. Now I'll be less confused when that happens in the future. Now the helmet. So I think I'm just going to core this out. go standard in the middle. And do a little bit of what I was doing before. Sure, that works. Let's move you over here for later. So helmet comes down. Let's make the face slightly rounded. That might actually be too big, so let's go down another pixel. Do they actually do anything different with the eyes? Well, he has wild eyebrows, so you can do that. I'm just working with the 2 pixels. So I think I'm just going to go. Yeah. That kind of works. To fake roundness, we'll give it a little bit of not backlight. And this whole shebang, I'm going to get rid of the shine. We have too much we're working with right now. Maybe put it like that, and then we just divide that up. This is a little messy. This is a little messy. I think this needs to go down 1 more. Okay, maybe I can bring that bit right here up. It's kind of rounded. Yeah, that about works. I think this mostly works. Maybe hide that. Yeah, I think that's fine. 1 second, I want to check if... Yeah, they go... What I think they did, because rotating is free, because as you can see, they're very much using 16 by 24, and this is clearly not 16 by 24. Or is it? I propose they use internal sprite rotation, and in memory, a down fighter is literally that. Same for this. A downed black mage is not like this in memory. It is that. I can't prove it, but given that they're using the... There's a couple different sprite modes. There's tall sprites and normal sprites. Usually to make tall sprites, they just stack up. In normal mode, they stack up a couple of them. So I think this is more likely than what they've been doing. It also help in their like rendering memory, which is basically render the next 2 tiles like this. So I'm going to carry through with that. And make myself a dead fighter. So back a helmet here. One leg comedically up, the other leg comedically down. Arm going over all that. Shoulder kind of like that. Unless I want to, you know, do the Peter Griffin death. Why did I say that? I'm going to do that now. I could have had something nice. Anyways. We've already said that this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 across? Sure. I'll work with that. One, 2, 3, 4. And there's back of helmet. How did I do rounding on this? Standard. Bop. Bop, bop, bop. Bop. Oops. Bop. Bop. All right. So we have that. Now we have the back of the armor, which nobody knows what the back of the armor looks like. So I'm just going to make it look like the front of the armor, which makes absolutely no sense, except you know in fantasy game design. So that's going to be about 4 pixels there. We're going to use brown. Just divide that up a little bit. There we go. And as done before, the further leg. Oops. Okay, so it's going to be 8. Yeah, about there. The further leg is going to be kept in the quote-unquote shadow color. And the front leg can still be in the normal color. We're not going to keep these as bad as before, but it's still pretty chunky. Yeah, I don't know if I can get the Peter Griffin joke in here. Either way, this is kind of a mess. And rotate canvas. I mean, I can. There we go. Kind of have this. Not loving it. Let's try... little bit of putting face in. That's the right color, is it? That's the right color. Sure. And a little bit of the purple for highlight on the helmet. Sure. Oh, I didn't actually use... So this isn't going to work because that's flat on back. We want to move this up a little bit, so I'll remove that. And we'll just go like this. And either we're going to go black or brown down there. I think I'll go brown. Now, divide up the shoulder piece, make it very hard. Cut. Put the purple right here. And have the arms splayed out here. Did we have it like that in the other ones? No, we just had to be brown. Okay, we can keep doing that. So brown, brown. Then we had a bit red. Yep. Let's. Either way, it's going to be bad. So just pick one. There we go. You know, I have Godot development. I'm not actually using, or Godot development. Not actually using that today. Anyways. Bop, bop. I think I can go with just completely going with that. Yeah. I'd love to do like a little X here, but I don't think it fits. It's just a dot. That works for front. Well, I think that works for front. Back, maybe. Bring this up. We're using a black background. This is all going to disappear anyways. Can I just red top that? Yeah. I don't like how it's doing that. And we've already made the deal with the devil that the back one's going to be a different color. Can I do this? That follows. Make it as big as this one. Sure. Could be better. Could be worse. Can I do this and get away with it? No, that's too straight. Can I... Nah, let's stay with it for now. Can thin down the front leg a little bit. Also put a little shine on the armor here. Good enough. Let's rotate this back. Whoa. Rotate canvas, not sprite. There we go. Actually, head's a little small. Let's move this up another pixel. Now the head is split in twain. That head is huge. Yep, I think I'm just going to copy and paste. We shifted perspective. I wanted it to be the back of this, but did not feel it. Okay, let's move everything down. Oop. Fully copy the head. I mean, if we want to be especially gory, we could just, you know, decapitate completely. Have it be like that. Make this red. Make this part this. And use our fake light coming from the top right corner. I don't like how that's matching up. Kind of a mess. Can we divide that and get away with it? The light is coming from the top right, so it should be darker there. Maybe. Just maybe. I don't like that being right up to the edge of there. Let's give it some roundness. Maybe if I move this onto the face a little bit, I'll like it more. I mean, it reads. It's not very good, but it reads. That's really all you can ask for in pixel art, but I'm gonna mess with it a bit more. Maybe if I just put half of this in shade, it won't bother me as much. It's a little much in shade, but... If we move hand away, does it get better? Mildly. There's just a lot going on in this. I've already established the armor. Well, I mean, it is the back. You can say whatever we want with the back. That saves nothing. Clearly the hardest part. Yeah. There's a couple parts on here that we've established as being a lot thicker. Age-old trick. Boop. 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 I would say, yeah. Have that go up here. Maybe. It's a bit thicker now. As I said, we did establish the legs were thick. I mean, we aren't trying to win Emmys here. We literally have 24 by 16. If I had a larger color palette I wanted to use, maybe we could do some gradient thing or something else to give it a little more pizzazz and readability. But at the arbitrary number of colors I'm working with, I think this isn't going to get any better. Now, I don't like this section down here. If I make this all brown, does it still read? Actually. I don't like it joining up with that. We'll make it mostly red. Does it bother me as much? Not as much as I would think. Also, I need to move this, like, over here. Now it looks like he's actually just bleeding and he lost an arm. So be it. Can possibly move this up one again. Oh yeah, there actually was like a stripe of brown we established on this. Now I might just be in the overthinking stage. Good enough. We don't want perfect. Well, we want perfect, but we'll never get it. Okay. So how about a victory pose? That should be relatively simple as we're halfway to the classic one. Oop. Oop. Oh. Did I do this all in? Nope, I didn't. I'm afraid to get rid of that layer now, though. I copied this, right? Please. There we go. Okay, we can seal this arm. And we could even be even worse about this. Oh, no, I want that one there. Yes, cheat to win. Look at that. Victory. We can make it even more victory by just raising it up a pixel. Yes, this says I won. Nice. All right then. Well, I don't think I can get another sprite in today because I am talking far too much and worrying too much about a helmet. However, I want to just look over this sprite sheet. Just look at it. These are also subject to the whole basically has 3 colors in transparent, transparent being black going on. And they did a lot with these. Some of them are, you know, interesting. But, yeah, these skeletons, good stuff. And these larger creatures, even better. I mean, these are just palette swaps of each other. But you didn't have much options in those days. You probably saw them far enough apart you forgot about the old one. They all just have so many poses going on. Except this one. This one's always been weird, because I couldn't never tell if he was basically falling to his knees or not. And we have ourselves a mind flare. Good stuff. But the real ones are, you know, the bosses down here. Oh yeah, it was always funny that the giants were on their knees because they couldn't add another, like, you know, 16 to the bottom of this because they established large characters are this and they aren't bosses, which they got away with because they decided they could use the full thing for them. And then, you know, the final boss, which is just massive size compared to the rest. And, you know, War Machine. And I think these Medusas, we can make a guess why they didn't have them. I mean, like, I literally couldn't tell that they're topless. But yeah, the eye tyrants, the beholders, the evil eyes. That's some great pixels that we lost coming over to the US. And they made the evil eye archetype, which became bats. I mean, a floating eye that just, you know, mist comes out of its mouth is kind of terrifying. A bat with an eye is kind of weird. But yes, the Beholder, as all of Final Fantasy bestiaria was literally ripped from the monster manual. Even has 8 different spell attacks that it cycles through. Good stuff. And I think their iconic kind of like deaths that they used for bosses all came from this one, because they really worked hard to tear apart the pixels when it died. Because I think it just like every other line, it would go different directions and like do dissolves, which was, you know, unheard of back in the day. Effectively what they did is that they wrote it to screen, or they wrote it to memory that they'd reference for, you know, put back on screen. Some other games did this. They live updated their sprites. The Dark Elf, the Vampire, the Lich. I don't know what she was supposed to be. Kraken, Tiamat, because you gotta have Tiamat. Everyone loves Dragon Mommy. Don't know what that is. That's jellyfish. Oh yeah. They literally put a top on him. I mean, I wouldn't know, but they literally went and put a top on her. Not very Greek. And the merfolk, unicorns. They probably actually had bicorns, which are, you know, evil unicorns. Marif, okay. Yeah, the characters are generic because they also have to animate it. These are just static as heck, so you can have like these little dots everywhere for texture. If I were to do this on this guy, I'd be, especially with the tools back in the day where they're probably doing hardware sprites instead of actually making a JPEG somewhere. Yeah, they wouldn't want to put like little dots all over this and then you just have to have it shift around. But yeah. Whoops. Please get me out of the menu. Yeah. Nowhere near as iconic. They did a lot for this one. I should have cheated and copied off it a little bit, but in my standard, hold up the glass of water next to the whiskey to get the flavor. More inspiration than copy. Yeah, this stuff right here. You would not want to put that on a sprite you want to animate. At least too much. Maybe if you could do stuff like, you could do wing flap where you could have two variants of the top, like have them go, like have these go out more or something and just like replace it, but that's still a lot of memory back on a NES. Also, Kraken has a knife. I never noticed it. Kraken has a knife. He's going to cut you. I know that's part of his like outfit, but yes. It very much looks like he has a big knife. Alright then. It's been about an hour and a half. I don't quite think I'll be up to going for another hour trying to do another sprite. So I'm going to call it here. I'll thank you for joining. And next week we'll see what happens, if it is next week. Maybe more spriting. Maybe I do some of these behind the scenes so I can actually get some stuff done. On that, I did figure out how to persist data in Godot through interesting means, so I may have to revamp the system behind the scenes. Don't want to do too much, but everything will stay consistent. Anyways, thank you for joining. Hopefully the music wasn't too annoying. I should probably be more annoyed about it considering where else I used this. But I've grown to like it. You know, good old, what is it? Stockholm Syndrome? Yes, that's what we'll go with. So that said, have a good time of day, everyone.